In this tech tip for the XRAY X4, we're going to talk about the rear toe gain. And the rear toe gain is something that's possible because of the active rear suspension, which previously was optional and was the secondary type of rear suspension for the T4. But on the X4, it's already built into the kit as standard. So we're going to have to get familiar with the toe gain or toe loss and what it does for the handling of the car. So I've just built these rear hubs here. They're these rear uprights, which you've seen in the previous tech tip video. So these are ready to go onto the car. But I'm going to use my readily built car to demonstrate how these work and how we can adjust the toe gain setting. So the car is here ready to race basically. It already has hubs mounted. So I'm going to demonstrate this by installing the hooded setup station, the setup gauges, to show you how the toe gain works. Okay, so on the rear hub here, we have a link which goes from the bulkhead, from underneath the bulkhead to the aluminum extension plate on the upright. And this link determines, the length of this link determines how the suspension changes its toe on compression. So on this car here, I have 6.5 millimeters of shim, which with this geometry that I'm running is going to give me around almost half a degree of toe gain. And what is toe gain? You have your static toe, which is the toe in that you have when the suspension is resting. So in this case, I have 2.5 degrees of toe, static toe. The toe gain is the difference between the static toe and the toe that you have on full compression. So here, I'm compressing the suspension and I check the toe again. And I have around 2.8 or 2.9 degrees of toe, which means that I had around 0.3 degrees of toe gain. And this can be adjusted with the height of the shims underneath this link. If you reduce the shimming, if you go lower with the shim, you reduce the toe gain. And if you use a low enough shim, you can even have a toe loss on suspension, on compression, which means that when the suspension is fully compressed, you actually have less toe than you would have in the static resting state of the suspension. So we can adjust this, we can fine-tune it with shimming up and down. And when you need more steering, you need to go lower with the shimming to get less toe gain and a more free rear. But if you increase the shimming, if you go higher, the toe gain will be increased on compression. So you'll have more gain. The sweet spot in general seems to be between no toe gain and around half a degree. You can even use as much as 1 degree of toe gain for low grip conditions when you really need to stabilize the rear. But this is a very effective and sensitive option, so it's really something that we play with a lot in the setup of the X4. And yeah, that's all that I had to say about toe gain, and I hope that this was clear and informative.